Hello everyone and welcome back to Day 1, Group A, Game 3, here between MTW Dimaga spawning as the yellow Zerg in the top right position here on Steps of War. Of course, this was loser picks next map, so his opponent Liquid TLO did pick it, and he is spawning as the purple Terran in the bottom left-hand corner. Steps of War, of course, is a really interesting map, I have to say. Of course, it was around in the beta, so everyone does know it very well. It does tend to lead to either a really quick game because of the short distances. I believe it is the shortest run distance, or rush distance if you want to call it, between the two bases. Or, despite what it would mean in leading to short games, it could also lead to a heavy macro game, as your bases are all very well protected, I guess you'd want to say, by high ground in both areas. So high ground here protecting your natural, and high ground here and a Xel'Naga Watchtower protecting your territorial expansion. So we'll have to see where this game leads. Very quickly, Dimaga here getting a scout out with an early drone. So not sure what that's going to mean. Maybe he's thinking TLO's going to cheese, or maybe he just wants to stop that barracks from coming down, but he didn't. And a little bit of war going on between this drone and SCV. Drone down to about half health here now. He's going to try to take out this SCV, but lo and behold, another SCV comes in to protect his buddy. And, geez, deja vu, but signature opening here for TLO coming, and it looks to be that early refinery. Maybe it was actually a little bit later of a refinery than it looks like, yeah. It was started after the barracks, but lo and behold, it will be probably a factory opening nonetheless. Of course, hopefully he does prove me wrong. I do like to be wrong once in a while. Of course, I'm sure I will be. Anyways, a little off topic. Spawning pool coming up now as well. Extractor already done. Not going to be enough gas to get circling speed right out of the gate when the spawning pool finishes, but he will be getting a queen. No expansion yet means that he's going to be going off a one base play, or he'll be doing a little bit of a delayed expansion just to make sure that he is protected against any harassment. Of course, because he doesn't have Zergling speed producing already, I don't think he'll be doing his own harassment. Queen is coming out. Overlord was spawned in preemption of that. Of course, I know a lot of newer Zerg players, they'll get to 16 or 17 drones, and they'll forget to produce their Overlord, and then spawning pool finishes, and then they get their Queen, and they're Psylocked. Bad news. But, of course, Dimaga being a top-end player is not succumbing to that, and he is now getting his natural expansion up. So it's only about 10% of the way done, and TLO once again opening with that factory. Getting a couple Marines out this time, though. Maybe he's going to be doing another signature play that he has, which is a Marine Hellion push right off the start. Now, what that usually means is you get 3 or 4, sometimes even 5 Marines out, and you'll have 1 Hellion, and you do a push, and then into a fast expansion for the Terran. That little bit of harassment allows the Terran player to bank up some minerals and get that expansion out as soon as possible. He is getting another supply depot up here. He was almost supply locked, but yeah, that Hellion is now out, and the 5th Marine is being trained up, and he's probably going to be doing that push. Very popular for Terran players, especially on maps like this. 4-player maps, not as much, because there's such a long rush distance or run distance, or maybe even you're guessing where the Zerg is, but at this point you should have scouted him, so we'll have to see how this push does. So Queen is... Wow, both Queens are already down here to fend this off. No Spine Crawlers. 7 or 8 Zerglings, and Zergling speed is just finishing. So I believe he will have all the resources that he needs to defend against this, but this Queen might go down. He's down to 4 hit points, but he's going to retreat with it. Oh, this Hellion is going to go for the kill, and he does get it. Look at that burning corpse. That was just phenomenal. So good choice there, even if he did sacrifice this Hellion that is now back inside the base. Of course, with Speedlings on creep, that Hellion is doomed. Sacrificing that, he is going to have to produce another Queen, and Lair Tech is actually almost finished as well. Units lost tab, they're quite even, so no player is really ahead of one another, and it looks like I was correct. TLO is getting that command center up, and still continuing to pump out a few Hellions. Ooh, good job repairing that one that's up here. And it looks like he had a tight wall here. with not having to use a supply depot, so he's not going to be susceptible to baneling busts anytime in the early game. Of course, that is a great play, putting down that orbital command, and he's likely probably not to lift that off right away. He's probably just going to use it for extra mules here on his main mineral patch, continue to saturate that up a little bit more, and then transfer workers over when he can. Spinecrawler coming up in a very nice position. It won't prevent the run around to the natural expansion minerals, but it will prevent the run up through the main base. And does he have 3 queens out on the field right now? He does. No, he does not. And these Hellions are just not being effective this time around. So the harassment that TLO was able to use in the first and second game is being thwarted completely here by Dimaga with these nice queen and speedling plays. And it looks like he's going to be going for a counterattack with just about 10 Zerglings here, and they are speedlings of course, but just 1 Hellion out in the field, nothing else. Second Hellion coming out, and wow, third, and he's got quite a few factories coming up now, so he looks like he's going to be able to hold this off. The SCVs are providing a little bit of cover here for the Hellions, causing the Zerglings to get entangled up inside the bodies of those SCVs while they get roasted by the Hellions. So wow, very, very quick hive tech coming up. We're at about 8.5 minutes into this game, and Dimaga already has his hive halfway done. That infestation pit was put down, obviously, yes, way down here. And I don't believe TLO has seen that yet, so go to 3. Nope. 3 is, oh, there we go, 1. No, he has not seen that, and he has no idea that the hive is coming up. That what he sees is actually just the lair coming up, and more Hellions, 5 more Hellions being pushed in, but the Zerglings here Zerglings this time are not here to defend against it, and TLO is going to get a lot of roasted drones. Oh my god. If there was some peanut butter, I would be eating toast right about now. Zerglings coming in to clean up these Hellions as best they can, trying to get a surround, pinning them up against the mineral patch, but he doesn't leave without getting another 3 drone kills. So units lost tab right now. It is favored in TLO's direction with all that harassment. And it looks like he's going to be doing the same play that he was in Game 1, with a couple Thors out on the field, and now putting up, wow, 3 starports. So this either means lots of Vikings or lots of Banshees. I'm probably leaning towards the Banshees, as he does seem to love using that against Dimaga. Maybe he knows Dimaga's style, that he likes to go towards these Ultralisks, so he's going to make use of all the air dominance that he can. Of course, a few Vikings out on the field would not be a bad idea to try to clean up these overlords that are just hanging around the outside. And if we look, he does not have the carapace, I can't even pronounce that, pneumatized carapace, whatever you want to call it. The speed upgrade for the overlords is not done, so he would do very well by putting out a Viking or 2 and pumping down some of these overlords. But it looks like he's putting tech labs on all 3, and he's going to be pumping out quite a few Banshees. And oh, I thought that was some harassment, but it's not. It's just that barracks flying in for scouting it, and he is going to see the Ultralisk Cavern, so he's going to know that there is impending massive units coming. Hydralisk Den as well coming here for Dimaga. Maybe did he see those? He did not see the starports, but maybe he expected them. And he's going to be pumping out those in, I guess he's just psychic that way, and he knows that these Banshees are coming. And we are getting the chitinous plating here for the Ultralisks, and no, Day 9, you're not the only one who knows how to pronounce that. Of course, chitinous has been used in many games. Diablo 2, I believe it was around, I don't remember what other games it was, but yeah, chitinous plating adds the extra 2, I believe, armor to the Ultralisks, giving them a total of 5 if they, 5 additional armors. They have 1 base, so 6 armor in total, I guess. Yeah, that's a lot of armor, especially against Marines or even Marauders. He looks like he's going to be taking down these destructible rocks to try to set up his 3rd base, and at the same time, TLO is also doing the same. And it looks like he does a very good job of utilizing these command centers at the front of his base to kind of produce a temporary wall. So with that temporary wall, he's able to filter Zerglings in, filter any attacks, or even just stop them completely. Now, they've got so much life, you're not likely to lose it, and if you are, you can always cancel it and only lose 25% of the minerals. But either way, it seems to be a good play. 6 Banshees out on the field, but of course, if we look at the units tab, I guess he's only got 2 Hydras and 3 Queens, so unless he's going to produce some Hydralisks, he could be in trouble here with these Banshees. Banshees are going to do a lot of harassment to the workers, and look at all of those workers dying. That was at least 4 or 5 workers there dead, and more Overlords popping out. This expansion is going down. That's going to leave Dimaga on 1 base right now, as this one is just starting. It's not even 50% of the way done, and it looks like he's going to be going in to produce even more drone kills. And it looks like we've got quite a few Hydralisks coming out, about